it's Sunday night. We're back again. It's Audio Who, and we're in the den. And it's Survival of the Fittest with Sylvester McCoy and Tracy Childs as Klein has our first outing in the TARDIS. And Will has the cover right there. But just before we get to that, we have Klein's story, where we have a nice cameo by Paul McGann as an alternative Eighth Doctor in the wonderful wacky world of Klein's alternative Nazi Reich's imperative powered universe. What did we think about it? Well, you're about to find out, but before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. Double your money and double the bang for your buck from Massachusetts. It's Sue and Alex. How are we doing, you two?
Doing good. How are you, Graham?
Good to see you. Good to have you. And Sue, you have to speak. It's audio. Waving doesn't suffice. Thank you, dearie.
Hello.
All the way from down under. He has the thunder. It's a Monday morning. AJ, how goes it, man?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good to have you, man. All the way from NYC, it's Mr. Will Medina, and it's baseball season. Well, how goes it?
Hey now, how you doing, everybody?
Good to have you, man. And down in the bowels of hell, dispensing the riddles of justice, it's Texas Tim Wells. How's it going, Tim?
Howdy. Please don't say Monday morning. You're wrecking my high.
Everybody hates on Monday, yeah. So, guys, we finish up the events of 1,000 Tiny Wings. Klein is in the TARDIS. We have one of those kind of somewhat to Amy and 11 type deals. We have one of those meanwhile in the TARDIS type sticks, where we have a half-hour story entitled Klein's Story, where we have the events of Klein's story from her point of view in her alternative timeline. We have Sylvester McCoy, we have Tracy Childs, and we have a cameo by Paul McGann as Johann Schmidt. Let's get on the ball with this wee half-hour tale. Klein's story. Okay, AJ, can I get your opening thoughts on Klein's story, please, mate? Wee half-hour ditty.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good little opening story to open this one up, the main Survival of the Fittest, and close off the previous, which was 1,000 Tiny Little Wings, or 1,000 Tiny Wings. I like the line of Redecoed. Oh, I don't like it. It's classic. It's been used, what, 4 or 5 times now in the series, which is good to see. I also like how the McCoy Doctor still gets gunned down in the alternative timeline, just, by Nazis instead of a Chinese gangbanger. So,
yeah.
Yeah, who knows? And also Professor X with the Vault of the Cyborgs, which is basically Doctor Who and the Tomb of Cybermen. Good little parallel there. Yeah.
Okay. Alex, Sue, how was this wee half-hour outing for you?
I liked the interaction between Klein and the Seventh Doctor, and I thought that it was I really thought it just fed right nicely into Survival of the Fittest.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I liked it a lot, and I'll go more into McCoy's performance. I actually thought it was very, very good. McCoy's performance, as well as McGann, and what's her name, Trish?
Tracy Childs.
Tracy Childs. Yeah, no, it was very good.
All right. Tim, how was this for you, mate?
Well, I think this was the better of the two stories. It was the more interesting of the two stories on the set, but that might be because it was brief. But it was,
yeah,
it gives a little bit of background to her character. But I'll tell you what, I just cannot stand her. I don't like her at all. It's not the actress. The actress is great. I don't like the character because she's a fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I mean, you can't sympathize with somebody like that because that makes you a Nazi sympathizer. And so I'm just saying, I don't get why they've inflicted her upon us, because I get what he's trying to do with it. He's trying to cure her somehow or make her a better person. But to me, it's not worth it. If she gets eaten or by a bug-eyed monster or shot by a Dalek, good. I like that idea because she deserves it. She's a fucking Nazi.
Yes, and we have one more to go before she even. Yeah. Well, we'll worry about that.
You get my point. I can't stand the idea. I mean, look at how the guy just mentions the word master race in the next story, and she gets triggered. She's like,
yeah, triggered. Yeah. You know. All right, man. Yeah. No love for Klein. I think that was the point, but fair point, man. Well, What do you reckon?
I'm gonna agree with Tim. I liked this one more than Survival of the Fittest, and I wish it would have been a little bit more longer, at least 15 more minutes, because I like how in this story, this short story, you don't know what happened to the Seventh Doctor's body. We know, because us fans know what happened. So when we introduced to Paul McGann, we know who he is off the bat. So I would have loved to see how more involved, how he was able to find her, and before they met in the restaurant for him to give her the key.
Yeah.
So what he did during that time to survive like that, I would have liked to have known that. So in a way, it was short, yeah, but I liked it more than Survival of the Fittest. But like Tim said, I don't like the character Klein, but she is a Nazi like that. And then and you could tell that she wasn't really, even though she's a scientist, she's not very bright, because she had to sleep with her boss to get certain ways, like including to get access to the TARDIS. Like,
hang on, well, while you mentioned him, Jonas, who played Jonas in Klein's story?
The Jonas. Hold on a second. His name is not listed.
Or Major Frober, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, I'm sure his first name is Jonas.
Okay, hold on. Klein story.
Rupert Wickham.
There you go. Rupert Wickham. I was getting visions of some of the old German commanders out at Allo, who used to go to the brothel. I'm just,
I have a question. Does this entire story take place in an alternate timeline, I guess?
From her point of view, yeah.
But I mean, what about from the Doctor's point of view? Is the Doctor...
For the Doctor's point of view, it's not happened. But he can surmise as to why it's happened. Because in this timeline, Ace gets executed in Colditz.
Right. But also, does the Seventh Doctor know his future self at this point? Because they have been in adventures together before, at least the four Doctors.
But he already knows how his next incarnation looks like. He gave the hair description, his eyes, younger, better looking, like that. He heard it a couple of times, and he gets a little bit upset about it.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's the weird thing about it. But the thing is, I have no sympathy for Klein at all, because, like I said, she had to sleep over to get certain things like that. So I wish they would have done more time with McGann like that. I would have loved to hear more, a little inside of that. But here's a funny question that Tim just brought up. Because of this story and the next one, we don't know if this story exists. That's the weird thing.
It exists from the point of view of what Klein remembers, not necessarily the Doctor.
We gotta get to when we do the third one. I'm gonna get to explain myself, because
obviously
I have to explain it.
Once the first story goes down, then that's good to interpretation. But right now, within this story, it exists in her mind.
And this makes no sense. How come the Doctor was worrying about the key? So he got an extra spare key on top of the TARDIS door.
Well, there you go.
I mean, that makes no sense. If he lost it, he lost it. He got another spare key. So that was a little bit confusing there.
Yeah, how many did Clara destroy in that dream sequence?
Like what, 10?
Yeah, 7, but didn't destroy it. Yeah.
Now, for me, I enjoyed this. All right, that was an alternative look into what Klein's supposed history was, or her timeline, but for 32 minutes or so, it was decent. It was nice to throw Paul McGann in there as an added bonus. Just 4 cast members, we have an hour story, so not bad at all. You end up sending her back so that Ace's CD player doesn't end up in the wrong hands, hence the Germans can't use the laser to create certain bombs and win the war, so why the hell not? A nice wee interlope of a story as we segue in between stories. And with that, there's no point getting into various parts, because I'll do that once we hit the other story. We segue into Survival of the Fittest. The Doctor has taken Klein on her first alien outing, trying to broaden her horizons, very unsuccessfully by the story's end, I might add, once you know what the hell happens. And we end up on, I can't remember the name of the planet, but we end up in the nest of the Vrill, an insectoid species that communicate through smell rather than verbal words or sound. And what the hell's buzzing?
I'm not.
You are.
I'm buzzing? Shit, hang on. Right, anyway. So yeah, you have an advanced party colonist lot, from the point of view of the Vrill known as the Winterlack, or the humans in our case, who are gassing the nest with nerve gas and all the rest of it. And they're kind of, the physiology is kind of similar to bees, but at the same time they're no. So, again, it's not the best story, but let's see what you guys thought about it. AJ, opening thoughts on Survival of the Fittest?
Yeah, I did like the story. I also like the duality that Klein does throughout the story, where she's first humbled by when they arrive and look at the nighttime sky to see the stars and all that of our galaxy, and then towards the middle of the story, she gets infuriated by what happens with the Vrill and how they're treated.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the story, she does a complete 360. And
Yeah, she's a bitch again. Yeah.
And you know, she just swans off in the TARDIS as if she were the Doctor.
Mm.
So I thought it was
yeah, you hear that, Nick Briggs? It's Klein who? Fuck.
But it was a good sort of 3-part story. Like, I know you guys hate her because she's a Nazi, and I agree, she's a Nazi, she should die. But it's the character had no chance of becoming anything better than what she was originally. She was always going to be a Nazi.
Yeah. All right, Tim, your disdain is abundantly clear. But what else?
It's not disdain. This is actually a good story. I just disagree that she had no choice.
Yeah.
Like I said, look how she gets triggered when the guy says master race.
Mm.
I mean, she just kind of like, oh, well, I didn't, since you put it that way, you know, that kind of thing.
The geopolice are fascists.
And you know what?
Yeah,
and she is such an opportunistic bitch in this story. Like AJ just pointed out, she turns 360. When he catches her, he's been far too kind to her. When he catches her, I would do with her what he did with those people and you know, what the 10th Doctor did with those, the mother.
Oh, the family of blood. Yeah.
The family of blood. I would do to her what he did to them. Just put her somewhere where she's uncomfortable for the rest of her fucking life. That's the next best thing that you know, to hell, you know, because that's what Nazis deserve, man. But otherwise, the story is good. It's interesting. You do kind of sympathize with the insect people more than the humans, I guess.
Yeah.
But
all right.
I just didn't. I mean, I knew it was going to end that way with her running off, and I was just like, man, once he gets his hands on her, boom.
Well, fortunately, we'll be still on that to cover in a couple of weeks, and my God, is the shit at the fan when we get to that. But yeah, is there redemption for Klein? Find out in a few weeks. Well, you know. All right, Sue, Alex, what do you reckon? Survival of the Fittest?
Yeah, I did enjoy the story about 93%. I mean, if she's a Nazi, or, you know, if she wants to believe, you know, close to Hitler or whatever, or his group, then yeah, she's going to do it by any means. You know, the ends justify the means. She's going to be selfish. She's probably not going to change. But again, you have free will, and supposedly more than free will, but not to get, you know, any sort of religious context. But, you know, again, you know, if you read history, as you know, things start off small, and then as history goes on, because originally it was a political party for a union, and then it became that weird master race, you know, we're going to take everybody else out that we don't like type of way. So, of course, you don't sympathize with her philosophy. You don't sympathize with her behavior.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm almost done. You know, she was a good actress. They gave her a lot of lines. They gave McCoy a lot of lines, which I actually enjoyed, and McGann as well. So, I mean, it was good to, you know, listen to the story and the dialogue, and I wish they had planned it out a little better with the insects, and I wish they would have planned the fight scene a little better. The fight scene seemed a little confused. But other than that, I did enjoy the story.
All right, Sue?
Yeah, so I loved the sound effects of the insects, and I loved how the Doctor really you know, helped them at the end. He saved them. He gave them what they need to create their next
The new
generation.
authority.
Yeah, their little pods or whatever, and so that was good. It was a lot like it had a throwback to the comedy relief one, the Red Nose Day special or comedy relief special, where the Doctor and the Master are communicating through.
All right. No.
But it was the communication through smell was I guess that's the first time I heard about it on Doctor Who. And
yeah.
so,
Okay. Right.
anyway.
Yeah. Fair dues. All right.
It was a good story.
Yeah. Smell kind of shitty. Well, what do you reckon?
Even though I liked the Klein short story more, this is not a bad story, but the way I got a little bit confused because the way I forgot the name of the race.
The Vrill.
The Vrill was communicating, but it took me a while to listen to it to understand they were communicating through scent. And then of course the TARDIS was trying to very much to translate it for everybody to understand what it was saying, because when the Klein took off, that's it. The communication couldn't be understood anymore.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that the Doctor was able to save the species by creating a new future queen and king like that. You know, for the Vrill can continue living, species can continue living. The weird thing is that the threat to the Vrill, I actually thought they were trying to seek a planet for people could live there like
colonization.
that. Yeah, to colonize, and then they turn out a bunch of little thieves just looking
money
for
grabbers.
Yeah, just a bunch of thieves looking for that rare thing to make fortune. And that greed bit Stefan in the rear, because instead of him leaving with the Doctor, he wanted to go back and get more, and he paid the price for it.
Who played Stefan?
Stefan was Adrian Bauer.
Evil bastard, but there you go.
He sounded familiar. He must have been in several of these.
Yeah,
possibly. It does sound familiar. So it's not, like I said, it wasn't bad, but I liked the short story more, and I really look forward to the third part to see how this thing is solved once and for all.
Yeah, good man. For me, this isn't the best. I don't know if it's the fact that they're trying to communicate with scent on something that's audio. This might have been better explained on a TV type thing, with like markings and all the rest of it. But it's no bad. It gets the point across. It shows you that Klein's she's basically a manipulative bitch in this thing, man. She shows up on this alien world, and she's apparently awestruck and, looking at the skies and the stars, good to go. Oh, this is fantastic. And then, as the guys have alluded to, by the end of the story, it's a complete 360 and the cow's off with the blue box. As Tim alluded to, know that fascism or Nazis or anything like that should be anybody's cup of tea. Everybody should, be totally opposed to that. It's not it. The actress does a bang-up job here, because if you absolutely despise her, she's doing her job.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She's doing her job admirably here. So, good on her. The two main Vrill, Rose and Lily, who played them?
Hannah Smith played Rose, and Evie Donnelly played Lily.
There you go. Interesting choice of names there, based on the scent. I'm going to call you. Yeah, I don't know what a butterfly smells like though. And for him.
No, he named that one Butterfly because the beauty of his wings, how beautiful they look.
Yeah, well, didn't last too long, did it? Poor Butterfly. But yeah, find the one called Klein, dude. Yeah, well, there you go. Poor Butterfly. McCoy was in top form as ever. Stefan's right-hand man, was it Jackson or what was his name?
Jackson, that's Mark Donovan.
There you go. So he was too busy monitoring the sky and trying to shoot down the Vrill, so they can obtain the substance to go and sell it on. But yeah, Stefan got his comeuppance in the end. Klein, it's hard because at points in this, you really think she's starting to, you know, come around to the Doctor's way of thinking, and then, nah, sorry, it's my way or the highway, you little man. See you later. I was a wee bit, you know, it's like one key, really? But, you know, I mean, certain stories call for that, I guess, and it's just to tell a story later on down the road, so we can forgive that.
I was thinking that the revelation was going to be that he lost the key on purpose just to see what she would do. But then when he got surprised, you know, I thought maybe he was testing her or something to see what she would do. But I mean, I guess I was wrong, and I guess he was disappointed. So
yeah, no quite getting through to it yet. That's why. Hopefully in the next story as we go down the road.
Well, it's interesting. There's only a few stories between this and when you see her as the leader of unit and
the scientist. Yeah, Dominion.
And Dominion. And in that one, she's a sympathetic character. So I really don't get. I mean, I guess it'll be over the course.
The next story explains what happens to her. That's why.
Yeah. That might seem rushed to think that there's a complete 360 of that again within 4 parts, but it is explained quite well. So we'll see where that goes. Is it 4 parts or 3 parts? I can't remember. But whatever it is.
Union Dominion's 4 parts.
No, the next one in this set.
The next one, like Persuasion and all that?
Yeah. But
that's 3 parts.
Is there not another trilogy after this one? But
yeah.
Doctor and Klein, I think.
No, that trilogy is after Dominion.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah. Because she's already working for Unit when that trilogy starts. Anyway, so yeah, it's not bad, but it's not the best either. Right, guys, any events, characters, or incidents that stood out for you? Klein story or survival of the fittest? Open mic, feel free to chime in.
Well, for me, I call because of the way she did her character, Klein stands out. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, she seeing the way the story ends, you know, she was not gonna change in any way.
Yeah.
So she did her character real good, especially when she realized how the same ideas that she was raised is being used in outer space.
Yeah, the geopolis.
Yeah, I know that.
I think I agree with your point that the actress does an amazing job with an unlikable character. I think the reason I have such a problem with it because it's a real life horror story.
Yeah.
Nazism. Whereas if he was traveling around with one of the masters or something, that's just a mustache twirling villain. So you're used to that with Doctor Who. It's not real. When you bring a real tragedy into it, like what the war was, then it kind of hits closer to home, and you're like, God, what a bitch! I would just kick her out, to throw her out, build an airlock and throw her out of it.
Yeah, I see your point, Tim. Like the Holocaust is not nothing to make a fun science fiction story about.
They don't really mention that. It's part of the group, but they don't really mention anything to do with that. But yeah, you're right. It's not
no, but I mean, she was a compelling character, and if you don't like her, then she did her job. I mean, that's the Doctor's trying to be friends with her, and I guess trying to change her point of view, and it looks like it hasn't succeeded. But if there's more parts, then we have to see.
All right.
Also, I like the two Vrills, Lily and Rose, because without them, the story would have been slow like this. So they was able to learn things from the Doctor. They helped the Doctor in a lot of ways. And they were able to continue their species with the help of the Doctors for a new King and Queen could be made. So those two characters stood out. And what's funny, another one that stood out was from the Klein story was the Paul McGann Doctor, because of him being such a manipulator. He set up the stage for what happened in the Colditz story, so to speak. So that was pretty good doing that.
I also found it funny that, despite the fact she was a right bitch again by the end of it, I did like Tristan Chel's Klein in parts. The part where she gets Stefan in a headlock, trying to get trying to get him doing to sniff the ground. Smell. What do you smell? What do you mean? Yeah. But toast.
I like the Doctor trying to teach her, like, this is how we should be, because when they get there, they don't know what the threat is. But he says, if we just be nice and tell them that we're their friends, they'll believe this. And it turns out to be entirely correct, because those creatures do only believe what you tell them. So
Yeah.
I mean, they make a point of that, and I thought that was clever how he does that. But then of course she wrecks it all later. But
Yep. And for you, AJ?
Yeah, for me, I was going to say, I like throughout the story where we've mentioned that McCoy is trying to redeem her, save her, make her a better human being without the whole Nazi thing. But you see like little threads throughout the story, mentioning the master race, the bioweapon be called the Spear of Destiny, and it keeps piling up on her, and she's like, you know what, my reality should be the real reality. This is proof of it, and then she goes back to change it.
Yeah.
That's what I think by the end of the story, it's like, yeah, this has got to be the way it's going to be, and she wants to change the way that the Doctor has changed it, like bring back her tangent timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, eh? Sorry, Adolf. He actually died in the 60s. We're not having it. Right, guys. I guess anyone else you want to bring before we get it rated, then they can. No extras, no production notes, anything?
But I think in doing one of the conversations, of course, the doctor said, if you want to really see a powerful species, I should have you meet the Daleks like that.
Yeah.
But and then he really, that really would have put her in her place. But what was weird in that, I think I don't know, maybe Texas could understand it. In the audio, didn't they say that? When they were talking, didn't they traveled to another planet before they landed to meet the Vrill?
As far as I understood it, they left the situation in Kenya.
Yeah.
While they were travelling to where the Vrill were, you had the Klein story, but unless I missed something.
No, I thought maybe he was adjusting the TARDIS to go somewhere else like that. So the way he couldn't control the dot. The TARDIS don't land specifically where he wants it to go.
No.
I saw they bumped somewhere else first.
I don't know if you picked it up, then fine, but I never. So there you go. All right, guys. Nothing else. Then with that, I guess it's that time again.
To watch our favorite show, The Crime-Solving Devil. That's so cool.
The Crime-Solving Devil.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah. You know it. Yeah, don't overdo it. You know it makes sense. Shout out to Tom Ellis. Klein story, Survival of the Fittest, Big Finish Main Range, Sylvester McCoy and Tracy Childs. Alright, to hell it, we'll just rate it on the one ensemble because it's part of the one CD. So, for all intents and purposes, Survival of the Fittest. AJ, what do you rate this out of 10?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think the characters were really well written, even, Klein being an evil Nazi, so.
Yeah, Tracy Childs did a bang-up job here. Sue, Alex, numbers for you?
I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. Good story. Liked it. Thought it was a smooth transition from Klein's story into Survival of the Fittest, and then I loved the salvation at the end. So here you go.
All right, Alex.
I'll give it an 8.5 only because, as I said, I didn't really understand the insect aliens, and then, like I said, the fight scenes didn't seem very clear. Probably could have used a slight or very quick description on that. But I'm giving this an 8 because I'm giving it an 8.7 because of the cast.
That's three. That's three different. Hang on.
Yeah.
That's 3 different ratings in the space of 30 seconds. Which one are you getting, Alex?
I know. I'm sorry. 8.7 because of the cast and because of the dialogue. So
8 points. All right. Okay. Who am I to quibble? I'll give you an 8.7. No bother. Tim, what do you like, man?
I guess I'd give it a 9. I think they should be rated separately though, because I think Klein's story works.
All right,
better
go for it. You want to
as a standalone?
Yeah, all right.
And it has the excellent point that's been made of it's interesting to see McGann's Doctor meddling around with his previous selves past. I mean, he doesn't normally do that kind of thing, but here you go. But yeah, I would give that one a 9. I'd give the second story an 8.5. They were both good stories.
All right, champion. AJ, do you want to chime in with something for Klein story, or are you quite happy to combine the both of them?
No, I'm good with combining them because I consider it to be one story.
No problem. All right, well, you're up, mate. What do you reckon? What's the view for NYC?
Well, I'm gonna give the Klein story. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it the same thing as Texas 10. I'm gonna give the Survivor of the Fittest 8.5, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the follow up just to see how this ends out. But it's very. I know there's some questions that we're gonna get into.
At this point, man, there's going to have to be a hell of a 360 once again to get to where she is in Dominion.
You know what's weird about this? That we're doing a review. We're doing a review on a character.
Yeah.
Who's a Nazi?
Yeah.
And it's weird that today in France they had the election between two parties. So luckily the non-Nazi one didn't win. So
was that the chick? I don't know. I don't pay attention.
The chick did not win, so that's good.
All right, that's all right then. Yeah, I hardly pay attention to the surrender monkey. So thanks for your political broadcast, there, man. You know, vive la France. As for me, yeah, I concur. 9 for Klein story, 8.5 for Survival of the Fittest. Not the best in terms of setting, but it tells an alright story. You've also got the wee underlying theme of the environmental thing with the nerve gas when it comes to the insectoid creatures, so whatever. It tells the story they want to tell. And, you know, McCoy's as bang on as ever, and Tracy Childs, albeit you hate the bitch, she's done her job, and we're off to the races for the final story in this trilogy before we Hello You's debut. So, yeah, there's going to have to be one hell of a 360 turn to see how she got from this to the beginning of that and the next story that we will cover a few weeks down the road. And with that, guys, done, dusted, finito, in the can on a Sunday evening. Please check out the usual troops on the wacky, wonderful world of the YouTube, Dr. Freedom with his daily news broadcasts and his Omega Files. You've got Sue there with TARDIS Boy Radio, Harry with Doctor Who You've got the guys and dolls out at Geeks Assembled. You've got Johnny Blue, Sammy Carter, happy birthday Sammy. Mike Shannon and everybody's online. You know the drill. Like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Call us all names, I don't care. And with that, it just leaves us to tell you what we're tackling next week. We are back on the gravy train with Pete Davison and the Graceless Chicks with the second part of his Key to Time trilogy. And AJ?
The Destroyer of Delights.
Oh, there you go. AJ's
AJ's ventriloquist.
AJ's lips didn't even move there, and he sounded as if he was from New York. Wasn't that wonderful? Yeah.
It's the magic of YouTube.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, the magic of the. Hang on, was it the magic of the?
The Destroyer.
Oh dear
of
God! Oh, there you go. Yeah, the Destroyer of the Lights. So yeah, we'll get the Graceless Chicks. We'll get Pete Davison, and we'll see if that's any better than it tickles. It tickles from my point of view, anyway. So yeah, part 2 of the Key to Time. Look forward to tackling that. To the panel, thanks for your attendance here this evening, guys. We wish you all a safe and prosperous week.
And for the little Todd who's hanging out with Pete the Breast, I'm going to get you for that.
Yeah, well, you know, I believe he's been blocked for that particular incident. Now, Philip, we'll see you next week, you lazy mother. Good night, guys. All the best.